Hello again, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cardboard Crawlers RC channel. We are outside in the amphitheater today, Southern Pines, North Carolina. Got that beautiful JLU we like to call Ruby. She doesn't have her red slippers on today, but she's got those silver Maz Designs Double Stars OG wheels there, and those are those 55mm pin tires from Injora with a set of saplings from CCXRC. Maz Designs chassis on that. We got Coda. Whoa, hey, come on now, watch the hard body. We got a Coda Racing rear diff cover. When I first got into it, they made one of the nicer diff covers out there as far as the looks wise. I really like the way it's machined. It's kind of a gunmetal gray, real good logo on it in white. So I have a couple of those around, and they're on miscellaneous vehicles. I think I put a Maz Designs. Yes, it has a Maz Designs front diff cover on that. Injora Links, RC Lions or Injora shocks on that. I can't remember which. Like I said, Maz Designs, I believe that's a version 1 chassis in that rig. Yeah, so a little bit different. And of course, the beauty, the beast, the FJ45 in green, and that is a blacklight color right there, UV enhanced if we shine some UV light on it. So yeah, she's a beaut. Love that truck. Super fun, super nice. Put the wheels back on, and right when I got done editing, I looked at one of the still photos that I took for my thumbnail, and I realized my front tires are backwards. They're just on. I put those wheels and tires back on this rig today. I never dismounted them off of the rims, but I realized now that the front tires are just swapped opposite side, and I went ahead and switched that out while some of this was downloading. So those are back in their proper position. Let me know if somebody's out there running their scramblers in like reverse of the pattern. You know, do you like it? Do you not like it? I mean, I could see how it could be beneficial in certain kinds of material, but others not so much. And going down the road, if you're ever, I realize we're not going down the road, but in real world applications, running your tires opposite of their tread design is not necessarily a fun day on the freeway. So, but man, don't those Maz Designs Double Star beadlocks look good on this thing. And I'll tell you, it looks good with the green wheels. I really like that truck, man. So, yeah. What's he doing over there, big dog, just being a good dog? That's Blue. Hanging out and making us feel safe. Guarding the world from the world. He's protecting me from the world. That's what he does. He loves to just sit nearby, whether you're doing yard work or playing with the trucks or just hanging out in the yard. He might not just come sit right next to you. He likes to just be close, you know, like I need a little distance, you know. And he's always watching, like he's looking at cars and squirrels and birds, and you know, if he really perks up and looks at like a bird, and I just look over at him and tell him it's just a bird, he'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, I don't chase birds too much. Although that's a crazy dog right there. One time we were in Reno at the Sportsman's Warehouse getting some fly tying supplies, I'm sure of it. And there was a bunch of pigeons, like a flock of pigeons in the parking lot. And some of these pigeons were like up in the bushes, like getting bugs out of the bushes or whatever. And, you know, Blue runs over there. I have him off leash a little bit. And he runs over there, scares the birds up in the air. And there's like 5 or 6 dumb ones that stay in the bushes. So he goes over to the bushes and literally kind of like shoos them out of there. and jumps through the air and catches a pigeon mid-flight. Arr! I got it out of his mouth and made him let it go, and it flew away. It was fine, but he was like, hey, look at what I can do, Dad. I catch birds. We've seen him catch some smaller birds, like caught up underneath staircases and stuff before, and didn't really, you know, if you can get him out of his mouth, you let him, you get him gone. But, you know, I'm sure there's a couple out there that he got. He used to love to eat squirrels and chipmunks, man. Golden mantle chipmunk, wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Sorry, little doggies, but, you know, Blue likes to eat. Seen him hook up a chipmunk like a piece of sushi, like a sushi roll, just chomp, chomp, chomp. Start at the nose and work his way back. Kind of like how pretty this rig is, man. You start at the nose and work your way back, and you're like, oh, la, la, look out. But, you know, love the JLU. That's my OG Maz Designs rig right there. That's the first chassis I bought from him, and that I'm sure of it because I couldn't wait to put it on something else. So once I ordered the chassis, I was like, oh, I don't have axles. I need axles. And then I went to the shop, and they didn't have a full set of axles. Like, you could only get a front or something, maybe even only a rear. I was like, well, that's not going to help me. And so I just bought a JLU they had there because it was like, meh, I'm going to need electronics. Even though now all that stuff's swapped. Oh, actually, in that rig it's not. I think those are the original electronics that came with it, version 2, and I swapped a Purple Pro and Jora motor into it, and that's about it. She's got a aftermarket transmission, but not overdrive. So yeah, ESC / receiver / body, only stock. Oh, probably axles and drive lines. That one might even have metal drive line. Man, we're getting loose as a goose with the green machine. I tell you what. Trying to work it out, dude. Getting super sideways. Couple of spots in this section really get you off camber, and you got to just kind of work it like a rib bone, you know. And like right here, I think we laid the green truck over and we laid the Jeep over, and you just kind of got to like smack your skid plate back into that rock that you're side hilling. Going the other way, you have more options of lines, and you can really get some there. But coming back this way, that rock's a little too steep to climb. So you got to kind of side hill through there. Get sideways with it. So, yeah, super fun. Man, got cold down here. Was 85 degrees 2 or 3 days ago, and I think it was 50 degrees today or less. I'm not sure. I didn't really check the temperature. I just know it was really cold. I had to run my heater, which I don't normally do. So... yeah, good times. You know, can't help it if it gets a little bit chilly, right? Winter's coming, man. Winter's coming. Where you at? What you doing? How you gonna do it? So, yeah, fun times. You know, I know I've heard before, you know, background, well, you know, I just don't know what I can do about, other than when I get rid of that car, what I can do about the view here. It'll change a little bit eventually. Maybe we'll paint the background to just have over there. Put up a billboard background kind of thing going on or something. This is a little different line than what I would normally take through here, but I've tried it a couple times and it seems to work, and I really like the way these tires work, so I was just wanting to see how she goes. Plus this rig's a lot lighter than the green rig, so I knew it would float up there a little easier. And sure enough, did. So Blue Dog moved his spot, just does a big circle, comes back near Dad. I think he's got some ant friends right over here, though, awfully itchy. And man, it seems like there's a lot of traffic for a Wednesday out here, but it is like 5:30. You know, folks coming home from work and picking up kids and doing whatnot. And this is kind of a like tricky line. You got to really get your right wheel high up on that, you know, that grayer rock, and you got to let your left wheel, like the sidewall, just touch up against the edge of that kind of brown rock there on the looker's right. The way it forms this notch, and then like here I can just bump it, right, and she bumps right over and works just fine. So you know, and there's people out there that have commented this or that and said stuff about like, oh, you're hitting your diff. Man, have you ever been wheeling? You're dragging your axles around on stuff all day long, every day. Like literally, your drive line's just like ga 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 against rocks. Sometimes, you know, that is what it is, man. If it's too wedged in there, obviously you want someone to say something and be like, hey, man, yeah, you know, your spotter tell you that you're too deep on the diff. But there's a difference between just I'm touching and dragging my diff cover or my differential over stuff, you know. I mean, it's why people will go through the absolute insanity of the trouble of cutting an inch off of the bottom of like a Dana 60, and then or like a 9-inch, where they'll cut the bottom inch of it off and then make a flat plate to go in there, because if you put the right set of gears in it, everything clears enough, you know. Like if you had like 411 gears in a Toyota and then you put 538s, or I guess 411 is in a Toyota and 538s wouldn't fit in that pumpkin. But if you had like a Dana 44 or a Dana 60 with some, you know, odd like freeway gears in there, and then you put like a 538 in there, you would end up with enough space that you can cut that bottom inch off, make a flat plate, get everything in there nice and sweet, and then you have this flat bottomed diff, you know. Obviously like a reverse pinion, a high pinion, you know, or you know, flipped with the everything up higher, reverse gears, reverse cut gears in it and all that. You know, you can go down those roads too. You know, once again, that's like what the Curie axles are all about, as far as having that smaller center section of the differential, you know, whether it's offset or not. Still, once they're shaved down, shave the diff down, it's a whole different game, right? And it's like people think, oh, 1 inch, 1 inch makes the difference. Like if you're jammed up 2 inches deep on your diff cover into a rock and you just don't have the horsepower to chip through there, 1 inch saves it, right? Like 1 inch is probably something you can bump up and over or drag through or push through, whatever. But you know, you get 2 inches of it all there with, you know, 2,000, 5,000 pounds, depending on what's in your rig. Like maybe you have a full DOM cage in there and things like 6,000 pound behemoth, you know. You didn't just use some 0050 coal roll steel, you know, like you would like for an exo cage that, you know, like they don't have to be super strong. The strength comes from triangulating all the positions and you know, making good bracing and all that. The tube itself doesn't have to be super structurally. I mean, certain applications, absolutely race car, but when I built my exo cage for my 1-to-1, we weren't worried about super strong. You know, the thing would take huge beatings and still be strong. It was the way it all triangulated back to itself. So, but anyway, I really appreciate you guys. If you can remember, please comment, like, subscribe, share. Get out there, build yourself a truck, show this to your friends, show it to your neighbor. You know, you go visit some old buddy of yours. Hey, look what we've been watching. This is crazy. You know, hook it up. I really appreciate every one of you. Hope you're all having a good November now. Cardboard Crawler's out.